Okay, so welcome to the first walkthrough of a SumWord puzzle. If you haven't seen one of these before, it's a new type of game. The link to play for yourself is down in the description below. Basically what we're doing here is solving this little crossword that you can see here, where we've already got all of the letters rather than clues, and there are point values according to each letter, and we need to arrange these so that the sum of each row and column lines up with the target values that we have here. So this is the first SumWord puzzle. Have a go before you see this whole solution. So what can we do? How can we solve this puzzle? Well, you can see here we've got a Q tile, which is a very high value one worth 10 points. So there's only really one spot where this can go, because it's immediately going to take the row or column that it's in above 10. So if it goes anywhere else, we're going to overshoot our target value. So we need to put it in this first top left space in one across. And then for the first column, that gives us 10 out of 14. So we need a 4 in the bottom left. We've only got one 4 value tile, which is this F. So we can immediately place that as well. And you can see now we've hit 14 out of 14 in this first column. For the first row, we need to make up 4 more points with 3 more tiles. So we know that we need one of these tiles to be a 2-point letter, which is either the D or the G. So we can go into this sketch option down here and put in that these remaining spaces are going to be either 2s or 1s. And probably the second letter is going to be a U, but we'll leave that for now until we're certain. The third column adds up to 3, and there's only 3 tiles. So actually we can get rid of this 2, because we know that they're all going to have to be 1s. Otherwise we'll overshoot that value of 3 that we're aiming for. Second column, we need to score 5 points. Which can either happen if this is a 2 and there's another 2 and a 1, or if we have 3 and 2 1s here somewhere. So I'm actually now going to rule out the possibility that this is a word that starts QD or QG, and instead go for a 1 in there. So now we need a 3 and a 1, or 2 2s. Again, as we've got an F here, an FD or an FG doesn't really work, so I think that really has to be a 1, which means that now needs to be a 3. We can make that one a 1. Looking at this last row, F something something something, we've got 2 1-point tiles in there at the moment. We need to add it up to 8 in total, so that last one's going to have to be a 2. And then for this final column, either a 1 or a 2. Well, we now know that needs to be a 2 because we've eliminated the other possibilities. So this needs to be a 1, which we could also just work out by looking at the second row and seeing a 1. So now we can move on to place the remaining letters. So we've only got one 3-point tile. This is M, so that needs to go there. So we need something that can follow F and follow M to make a 2-letter and start off a 4-letter word. There's a couple of options for that at the moment. We know that that's going to have to be a U because we're following a Q. So it's going to end with either a D or a G as well. We need to remember that. So which of the 2 letters do we prefer to go in this top right spot to follow this QU word? Well, QU something G. There's not really much you can do. Certainly no common words that can go in there. So let's try a D, which then means in the bottom right we have a G going in. So now we can shuffle these around, see if anything shows up to us. And we know that this is really probably going to be an A for Ma, and then that means we're feeling pretty good about Fang rather than any other alternatives there. I don't think any of the other letters we have can make that a word. So we could have An or In to go next to Ma. So the only real spot that looks like a valid spot to put a consonant now is here. And then we can fill this in to have man, quad, and ding, and that completes the puzzle. There are some other possibilities as well with those last few valves there that can also work. And that's SumWord number 1 complete. This little box down here shows us the order in which we filled in the puzzle, which is an interesting thing, so you can see how you did it compare to other people. So I hope you like this explainer. Like and comment, helps me out a lot. And yeah, also let me know how you got on with the puzzle, how long it took you, how many moves, and we'll see you tomorrow.